Jim had dawdled for an hour, and his feet were losing power, and upon this old brick bridge he did his heel. Now he hopped on just one foot, then the other leg had put his big shoe on an unseen nana pin. It was truth and it was fact, and his balance not intact. Came this lass with black as hair who walked her pup. He leaned down to pat his fluff, lost his footing in a huff. Next he laid there on the ground done belly up. He just laid there in despair, with his forepaws in the air, while the lass and her young pup fled the scene. With his face all red as heck, and a darn well stuffed up neck, this debacle was a caper to be seen. Now, St John's was just nearby, and for help he thought he'd try. He'd limped a few more metres to get there. There were people who would look, and he wasn't one to sook, but he didn't want for anyone to care. "Ah, stuff you all," he said, as his face became bright red, to some onlookers who offered him a hand. He was feeling really sore when he got to St John's door, and the whole darn joint it seemed somewhat unmanned. There was someone from out back yelled to him, "Is that you, Jack?" And he answered, "No, it's not. My name is Jim." Well, he thought it hardly real that this man slipped on a peel, but he brought him in and bandaged the odd limb. If it wasn't for that pup, Jim would not be bandaged up, and the one shoe he now wore was really scuffed. Then again he almost tripped, and he soon felt extra ripped, as his birthday on this day was truly stuffed. Poor old Jim now went outside and was hoping he could hide, and he walked himself real steady down the square. He was feeling quite on show, but he still kept plodding slow, and he still remained so constantly aware. Then if that were not enough, he ran into someone tough. 'Twas a rough nut who was thin and rather tall. He said, "Heck you looking at what?" And to him poor Jim meant squat. Jim said, "Do you mind? I'm looking at stuff all." "Stuff all?" he says to Jim, and he bops him on the chin. "So you think that I'm stuff all now, do you, mate?" "I've pride in myself too," Jim said. "Whoop-de-dum well do." And then Jim was done in there at any rate. So without no dilly-dally, this darn hothead caught Jim's belly, and he almost did Jim into billy-o. He had grabbed Jim by the throat, and this nut did act the goat. So now poor old Bingle Jim wished he could go. Well, Jim wished to be alone. Then he murmured out a groan, and the jolly hothead ripped Jim's largest bandage. Then this rough nut did a runner, leaving poor Jim in the gutter, but soon copped it when he tripped on a sandwich. So, the moral of the story, in all its pride and glory, is to treat each other with some good respect. Don't kick a man when down, and be careful when you frown, as your actions may determine what you get.